So this is a workshop on how to use Canva to create content for your social media posts, because we don't want you to be switching to Photoshop or anything that is very expensive on a regular basis. So my question to you is, how many of you have actually used Canva before, or you use it on a very regular basis for creating content for your social media? So there are a few people who have used it in the past. Awesome. So let me just set the context right and where I am actually coming from and why I actually used Canva. So when I started my career back in 2006, when I started working actually commercially, I used to design books. I used to design books for schools. I used to do graphic designing. I used to do websites. I used to do any kind of vector designing. So there were so many things, logos, visiting cards, you name it, because I needed pocket money during my college days, and that is what I did. Then when I went for my master's in Australia, Australia was a very, very good paymaster thing. They paid very well for logos. They paid very well for designing stuff, and that actually allowed me to get more pocket money, and that motivated me in a way to learn more and more about Photoshop, Illustrator. So any Adobe software that was available in the market, I actually learned it on my own. You're looking at tutorials, trying it the hard way. We used to do Corel Draw a lot. So InDesign, Corel Draw, Illustrator, Photoshop, all these were very, very needed softwares when it came to designing. And when it is all about designing, you need to go towards professional softwares, because professional softwares give you the edge. But what I realized over the years is that it is time consuming. It actually takes a lot of your time, and a lot of expertise is needed to actually design anything from a visiting card to a website to a logo to a brochure. You talk about anything, you will need the expertise to do it. But then when I started coming on social media, I started creating posts, and especially for Shoot Guru, we came across so many apps, so many softwares that made our life easier in terms of creating content. These apps would give us templates, these apps would give us resources, and most of all, they would give us design ideas and color ideas, which usually we would actually take hours to think and develop. And if we did not have the expertise to do it, we would fail miserably. So going ahead, let me tell you what and why I use Canva. Canva is something that really, really made my life easier. Canva is something that actually allowed me to do very, very professional like designs, very, very professional like posts and everything that would make my content look more and more advanced and more up to market with the international standards. The best thing was it was easy to use. Canva is a drag and drop software. You want text, you drag and drop. You want images, you drag and drop. You want to change color, everything is right in front of you. You don't have to really worry about color combinations. It gives you palettes. There is so much that you can do, and it is all very, very easy to understand. And when we go through this software today, you will actually understand how easy it is to create very, very heavy duty looking designs and very, very heavy duty looking posts for your Instagram, for your Facebook, for anything or anywhere you want to publish it. Then you get free templates. It is a free to start resource. There is so much of free content available on Canva that you can utilize to design those professional looking designs and posts for your social media that you would otherwise have to pay a huge amount of money if you wanted to buy templates. So there are so many templates that are available for free. It gives you a professional look. These templates have been designed by professionals. The text combinations, the color combinations, every little detail has been designed by professionals so that it fits well into your mathematics and your context. And it looks really, really amazing when you actually execute a post and post it on your social media. And of course, if you don't want to get into the hassle of Photoshop, Illustrator, or anything Adobe, and for that matter, any other heavy duty design software that needs training to actually operate it, this is the solution for you, because it is anything from an amateur to a professional would use to produce great content. So let's start with the very basics of Canva, something that will get you started just to understand what the software is all about. And the first thing that we are talking about, so I'm going to kind of, exit the presentation over here and take you to Canva. This presentation itself was designed using Canva. This is a very basic layout of what Canva looks like and what Canva is all about. The first thing first, if I want to go to the home section, I go to the home, and this is what the home screen really looks like. I hope this is actually visible to you guys. One thing, I'm going to just stop sharing this and I'm going to share the desktop itself. Yeah. So this is the home screen. What the home screen actually tells me is what my designs are there and what are the templates that are available to me. It tells me the recommended templates, and of course I can actually swivel between different themes and different types of content that I want. The best bit is I go to templates, it gives me a variety of templates that I can select from. And most of them, believe me guys, most of them, the designs are at least free. It's the elements that you have to pay for. It is the stock footage or the stock photos that usually we anyways have to pay for. But if we can create content that can go in combination with that, that would really, really work. So that was my home page, or that was the home screen where you start off. And on the home screen itself, let's say I want to design an Instagram post. I would either go here and select a template that looks really nice and fits what I need, or I can even design a custom design where I go to create a design and I select the dimensions that I want. It tells me the dimensions that would work for my social media post and the kind of platform I am actually posting it on. So it makes your life very, very easy. And the best bit, Canva has now started allowing you to edit videos onto Canva itself into posts. You can actually trim these videos and make them embedded into your post so that they look really, really nice with a jacket. When you need to post it on any of the social media platforms, you can post it with a comment or with a caption inbuilt. Then as you go ahead, one of the another basic thing is, let's say I want to change color. If I want to add color to anything, I would actually go here, and this right here, this small button is actually the color changer. If I have text on my I'll just add some text. Let's say there is text on my canvas. This is called a canvas right here, where the design is. This is called a basic design canvas. And these are all your toolbars and tool menus. On the left, you have the main toolbars. Every toolbar, once clicked, opens a sub menu, which gives you all the options available in that tool. Then selecting, let's say if I select text, the basic selection toolbar comes here. This is related to whatever you're selecting. For example, I've selected text, so all the text options come here. If I select the background, all the background options come here. And the most easiest way to change color is I just click here and my color palette opens. Now, Canva is auto-intuitive. It actually judges what your canvas is holding. Let's say it is telling me that the background image in my canvas has some bit of yellow and some bit of black. So the color would look great if I want to add it very similar to what I have in terms of my image. And look how easily it merges into the background. It works very well because it has been pre-designed to look great. And color combinations, these color palettes, guys, believe me, these color palettes take so much and so much of experience to develop. Till date, over the past 14 years of me working as a designer, I have not been able to land the best color palettes. Even for film, when I do film, we work on color palettes, and there are times when we struggle to get the right color combinations for our color palettes and for anything that we're doing. Canva makes it so much easier to work with color palettes, so much easier to work with everything around colors. Going ahead, you want to upload your own images. It gives you an amazing, amazing option. You can upload videos and images directly from your system. Just make sure they're the correct format. The videos preferred are MP4 and MOV. And of course, the images, preferred images are all PNGs. But if you don't have PNGs but have JPEGs, don't worry about it. It will still take JPEGs. What it won't accept is TIFF and RAW, because those are heavier files. There's a size limit to every file. There's a size limit to video. There's a size limit to image. And of course, there is a dimension limit as well. Just be careful about those elements and you will be able to do it. Another tip that I want to give is when you upload vectors, you need to edit the vectors offline and upload them. The vectors cannot be edited or manipulated inside Canva itself. Canva is a designing software. It is not a manipulation or an editing software. So it gives you basic manipulation editing things, but nothing advanced. Then if you don't have content that you want to upload of your own, what you can actually do is you can go to a huge database of images that Canva has to offer to you. And these could be related to literally anything and everything that you are looking for on the web based on the kind of theme that you're doing. Let's say I want to do a graphic design. So I go here and I say graphic designer. It gives me all the images that I can actually find in terms of what a graphic designer would look at, or what a graphic designer would be looking for. And I can just straightforward insert the images onto my canvas. It is that easy. But if you are using the free version of the software, you have to look out for these free images right here. It says free, and on the paid ones, it says Pro. So if you go for the Canva Pro, which has a monthly subscription attached to it, you can all download unlimited amount of images in the Pro section. But if you are using the free section, look out for these images. And what I usually use to the dots right here. And when I go to these three dots, I come here and it says more by the artist who has created that. I click that and I get so many images that are free that could be related to what I am trying to do, related to what I am, because some artists are so amazing. They put up all their content for free for using, because they actually get paid for the designs they create, and you can actually approach them directly as artists as well. And the best bit is you can actually tweak a lot of things, and we will talk about filters and everything as we go ahead. If I want to add text, usually adding text, deciding on the font and the combinations that you could use is a very hard work. I can add plain text coming here. It says click to add to page. I can add a heading, or I can add a subheading, depending. It's a plain text. But what if I want a pre-designed thing? I can actually go here and I can look at font combination. I can look at what could be looking nice. Maybe I'm doing a sale post. So I can put in a pre-designed font, a pre-designed text plate. That looks really nice, because these are, by the way, designed by professionals. And you get so much of an opportunity to add them to your any post. And believe me, they're all free. You don't need to have a pro version to download any of them. And you can of course add and subtract as many as text layers as you can very easily. And you can manipulate them. For example, I love this. I love how it is, but I really don't like the color. So I can go in, select the color that I want, make it in combination to what my canvas is all about, what my fonts are all about, and make it look, fit into it and make it look great. If you look here, so there is something called as ungroup. So these are actually two text files that are there together. These are separate text files, so you can work with them separately as well, depending on what are your requirements. There is so much of versatility involved in text. You really don't have to think about it too much, and you can just, with a drag and drop or a click, add text to any of your canvas and designs. Then we love shapes. We love elements that work with us. So if we go to elements, there's a huge range of animated and non-animated elements that it gives you. For example, I'm making a poster about Instagram. So I would actually go here and write Instagram, and let's just search it. So it actually gives me the Instagram logos. These are very high resolution logos, the Instagram font, and something that could actually add value to what my Instagram post could look like, or what I can add in terms of value to my overall design. So all these shapes and everything is available to you. And again, there are free versions of it. There are pro versions of it, paid versions of it. You can use whatever you want according to your need. The free version also gives you a huge variety of options that you can utilize for your personal needs and for your design needs for that matter. Then this is very convenient over here, which allows me to do some things that I would usually struggle with. So I can go here and I can select based on the filters what kind of content I want. Let's say I want animated content. I can actually go there and select animated content, and it will give me only animated GIFs which can be inserted into my canvas, onto my canvas, onto my design. If I am actually planning to create a design which is a video or a GIF or anything I want to do for publishing onto the post as a post, and video posts, GIFs work very, very well these days. And so these animations really, really contribute to it. I can, let's say, go to static and I just want a particular color. I want white color elements only. It will give me combinations of white. If my design, let's say we have a black design, I click black. So it'll give me elements that look good on a black design. So what that color is actually is the color of the background that I have on my canvas, on my design. Basis that it'll give you all the options that will look good on black, and that will add value to your design on black. And you really don't have to worry too much about combinations. You really don't have to worry too much about colors and what will actually look good. Then, if you're somebody who is into apps, if you're somebody who is who wants to connect more and more apps to your kind of arsenal. So what this software gives you, I particularly don't use it much, but what software gives you, if you go to more, these are some apps that you can integrate with. What if I want emojis, I can use the emoji app. If I want to take content from my Facebook posts, for my Facebook albums, I can do that. I can even utilize Instagram. So what I did was, before starting this class, I actually integrated my Instagram. So what it has done over here, if you can see, it has given me all the Instagram posts that I have done, and I can actually insert any of these posts onto my design at the highest resolution possible that is available for an Instagram post. And these look mind-blowingly beautiful. If I want to, let's say, design something related to my Instagram, that works well. But guys, this works only if it is your Instagram account, because you will have to log in and you will have to give permissions to it and authorize it to work in this software. And that will only happen if you have the credentials for it. You can't do it for your competitors. You can't sit and download everything that your competitors do. So that would be wrong. And Canva does not actually allow you to do that. Something very basic, you want to change the name of your file, go up here. I have this version called Canva 101, but I can call it anything I want and it'll automatically get saved. And it is also searchable. This allows you to search the content that is there that you have designed, and it makes your life so much more easier in terms of looking out for your own content and your own data, which usually is very, very hard. Let's say I want to search over here. I would just search Canva. It'll give me all the things that I have named Canva, like my presentation called Canva 101, or anything like canvas painting, anything in the keywords that I can use, and will allow me to search for it and also organize it in a better way. Any questions till now? Anybody has got any questions, please ask in the chat box, or you can raise your hand and I can actually unmute you to take up that question. If not, kindly say you don't have any questions so that nobody's sleeping and we can go ahead. So at least Shrestha is not sleeping. Amazing. Chirag, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you for responding. Response is always good, because at times I feel that I'm just talking to the camera, which I could have done without actually organizing this workshop, and maybe done things differently. But this is more fun because I get an audience to work with. Now, some shortcuts that I would actually love you to guys to kind of see and remember, and we will show you how these shortcuts work. These are very basic shortcuts that usually I use in my elements, and I can actually use it anywhere. So we usually always want a box or always want a rectangle to work with. When you come to your slide, just press R. It'll automatically give you a box which can be resized, recolored, restructured to be utilized in any way or any method you want to. Just by pressing R, you can insert it, and pressing delete, you can remove it. If you want to add text elements, so what it does is, in terms of text element, is it actually adds the last text element that you had added to your design as a basic, standard template, and it allows you to do that very, very easily. How do we select images for food photography? I will actually take that up. App or website, which is better? The website is so much better, and I will teach you how you can use the website on your phone as well. That's the secret we will take you through today. So the third shortcut is the letter C, which actually allows you to add circles. So circles and rectangles are two very basic elements that you always need on a very regular basis. These are cover-up elements, or these are elements that you can actually manage to create more designs and even masks. You can create masks using these elements as well. Then if you want to, zoom and zoom out, it is, for me, it is command. For Windows users, it will be control. So zoom in your design, zoom out in your design, fit it to whatever is working for you, fit it where it is. So control or command works very, very well. Then if you want to take your elements into layers, guys, this is something very fun, and this is something I really want you guys to utilize. Canva works in layers. Canva works like Photoshop in layers, except you can't really fine tune your layers. But what you can do is you can take content back, bring it into front. So there are two ways to do it. If I click on this, I go to position, I can send it to backward or bring it forward, right? But what if I don't want to follow that procedure? I can actually use the command plus bracket, the square bracket key, and bring it in front and take it back very, very easily. That works very well. Also, you will be utilizing this a lot, and what the design that we will create with you today, you will see how well I can make it look like as if it was designed in Photoshop, and what we can do really with it. Now, somebody was asking me that, Saritaji was asking me that, how can you find content on this? So this is, how do you find images related to your content, related to your topic, related to for what you are actually searching? There are so many resources available. There is Pexels, there is Pixabay, and of course the combination with Pexels and Pixabay is Canva. In Canva, if you take the pro version of Canva, it gives you images coming from Pexels and Pixabay, and it combines all the resources available to you and gives it to you in the pro version for free. You just have to pay a monthly fee on it. Of course, it's not actually free, but the kind of resources they're giving you, if you go on Shutterstock, if you go on any other stock website, they're very, very expensive. And what this allows us to do is get them for free anywhere for any topic that we want. Now, we always struggle to get the right images. Finding the right combination of images that talk about our topic, talk about our story, is very, very hard. And at times it is a pain. So how do you go about it? First thing first, you need to search a keyword from your tagline, from your content, which describes the content in the best way and is related to your topic, something that talks about your story. For example, for that, I will go to photos. And the question was, how do you find images related to food photography? Let's say I am looking for images related to nuts. So I would just go there and put in nuts. As simple as that, I get a huge amount of array of footages that photos that actually work for me and give me the nuts in different shapes, sizes, and places. What you have to see is which of these are free and which of these are pro. If I like a particular kind, for example, I'm looking for PNGs. PNGs are images without backgrounds. These could be added to any element that we want. These could be added to any place that we want, and very easily can be utilized for your designs. What if I like it and I want more? I go to the three dots here and I say more from Dapa Images, that is the creator of this image. I click on that and I get all the PNGs that creator has been creating and providing to users on Canva, relating to whatever the topic that I am looking for. I can even go more deeper into it and talk about free content, and of course talk about content that is horizontal. These are things that are available even in the free version. All the things that I'm talking about right now are available in the free version. For the pro version, what they actually do is they charge you per element. For example, if I insert this element in the free version of Canva will give you a watermark on it. When you export it, it will ask you to pay for it, and that is how they charge you for it. But to design something, before you get approvals from your clients, before you get approvals from anybody, or before you even approve it, you don't necessarily have to buy the images. You can just insert the images into your design and use it till you buy it when you actually export it. And exporting it is very, very easy. You go to download and you export it as a PNG, a PDF, a JPEG, or an SVG. And for videos, you have MP4 and GIFs as well. So you have so many formats available for exports. And whenever you click on it, it will automatically prompt you saying, well, you are not using the pro version. You will have to buy that one element, whatever is that element that we have inserted into our design, and you just pay for that and export it. There was a time when I did not want to buy the pro version, because at that time Canva was just developing. It was in a phase and in a stage which was not too great, which was not too, wow for me. But what I realized was that there were elements that I always wanted. There were things that I always wanted, and hence I did end up buying those elements at times. For example, if I was designing a visiting card for a client, or if I was designing a brochure for a client, I would utilize a lot of them. Things that you really, really have to take care of is that when you are searching for something, let's say, for example, engagement. So I wanted to develop content related to engagement. So what I actually did was just search the word engagement. It is as simple as that. And I get so many options available to me that could actually add value to my design, to something that I want to create as a design for my clients, for anybody. Keep it very simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't, try using extra keywords. Keep it very simple. Start with something as simple as start looking out for the keyword of the thing that you are planning to do design, or the content that you're designing. Then develop it more. For example, I say engagement ring bright. Now, what engagement ring bright? These are the keywords that I mean. Look, it is giving me very bright images. And if I just say, call it dark, it gives me darker images. It is that intuitive. It is that easy to work with, that it will allow you to select the kind of theme and the kind of combination of images that you're looking for, and give you the best possible outputs and things that you can select. It is as simple as that. And the best bit, what I really, really love about this is, let's say I like this element, but this element does not really go with my background. I can always go to effects and I can literally remove the background without using Photoshop. I'm going to try this. This is a very complex design that I have taken. Let's try it once with a complex design, and with the easier designs, it's always easy to do it. I want to see what is the power of Canva when it comes to taking out the background. And you have it. You just have the ring, and you can now place it anywhere you want. You can do so much with the background remover, and the background remover is the 2020 edition. It was an update that came out approximately 2 months ago that literally made me fly. What I do with this is, I want to make this design, which is a very, very bland design for me right now, and I want to make it very, my business specific. I'm going to look for a photographer, let's say girl, and there are photographs that are coming, but which are very crowded. I want a plain background. I'm going to say plain background. Let's search that. And you start getting some images that have little better, cleaner backgrounds, little more, or I can just say plain, not even background. Let's not even say background. Gives me more options. I had better options when it was about the photographer girl. And let's take an easier thing. I love this pic. I want to insert it into my design. I come here, I go to effects, remove background. One flick of a button, again available in free version as well. But The more complex you want to develop, the more complex you want to go into tools, you have to start paying. And believe me, guys, it's not that expensive. I have been using Pro for literally everything that you see on Shoot Guru lately. We have been designing carousels, we've been designing posts. All our tips have been coming differently, and this is beautiful. Look at her hair. Every strand of her hair has been developed, and I can mask it the way I want. I can place it wherever I want. I can just, move around the elements however I want. And right there, look at that. That just made my design a little more better, a little more beautiful, a little more cleaner, and more engaging. And that is how easy it is when you come to designing different elements in this software. So there's a tip. Always try using PNG images that complement your content or help your audience to understand it better. And what PNG allow you to do is to place content around them, embed content into them, or embed them into content. And you can always create your PNG like we did in our last slide. PNGs are very, very high resolution. PNGs are very, very easy to work with. And you can create PNGs with any kind of content you want. For example, if I take this is a complex content. Let's try developing a PNG using this complex content, which would take us literally hours in Photoshop. I want to see how Canva's PNG converter really, really helps me to do that, or it doesn't. It could be a failure as well, guys. Nothing is perfect. So this is an experiment for me as well. I just took it up and I want to see how it really works, or does it really help me or not? And believe me, it does. Right? And when I place it here, now I want to merge it with my content. My content in the back is dark. The content that I picked up right now is bright. I can actually go to adjust. Look at that. I can increase, different settings to make my content literally merge with the photo that was already there. So this looks still more realistic, still more, better than what it was before. I did not even open Photoshop once to create content like this. And that is what is the power of this software, which is available to you on the web. The only thing that you guys really need to be careful about is the internet connection that you use to develop such content. It needs to be a little faster, because the processes that it is doing will take a lot of your bandwidth. And that is what it really needs, other than you buying the Pro account. Now, how do we actually design like a pro? What do pros do different that we can't do? How do you say, okay, this is a pro design, this is not a pro design, this is a design that looks beautiful, this is the design that looks shit? Well, guys, there is no such thing as a pro design. What it really is, the aesthetics that go into it. There are some basic rules. If you start following them, you will be able to create content that looks mind-blowingly beautiful. And just to begin with, how should we working with? The first thing first, know the size of your post. Know where you are posting it. For example, 1080 by 1350 is the resolution of the size, or the size of the image that I post on Instagram. That is the canvas that Instagram gives you to cover the full coverage of the screen that you are using, coverage of the content that you're using. And this allows me to do that. People use squares. Guys, squares are good. Instagram at one time was all about squares, but now it's more about portrait, because portrait gives you more coverage on top and bottom as well. So use a 1080 by 1350, which is the resolution for Instagram. Similarly, look out for what other platforms do. And the best bit is, what you can do is you can actually just go into create design, and Canva give you the resolution itself. You want to put a story, it gives you 1080, 1920. You want to do a simple post, it's 1080 by 1080. You want to do a YouTube thumbnail, 1280, 720. And guys, the YouTube thumbnails actually give you reduced sized images, because YouTube only accepts a certain MBs of images, and this automatically creates that and gives you, and which makes your life very, very simple and easy. You want to do a recipe card, it gives you a recipe card resolution. You want to do a story for your phone, it gives you that. A letter, a blog banner, anything that you want to create for your benefit and for your content, it will give you everything pre-designed, pre-ascribed. You don't have to use your brains too much. You don't have to worry about too many things. Tip number 2, think about fonts. Keep it very simple. I see posters coming up with very funky fonts. Guys, how much time does a person need to spend on your post to understand your message, to understand what you are doing, to understand what you are trying to tell them? Not too much. You only get 3 seconds. You have to land your message in the first 3 seconds of any person reviewing your image. And if they like what this thing, they will stick around. So the fonts need to be simple. They need to be very, very straightforward, and they need to be clean and readable. And the best bit is that Canva gives you such options, such beautiful options according to your designs, according to what you want. And of course, you can always select them or make your own and create your own as well. Work with fonts. You can, you can also upload fonts from outside. You can always select really professional looking fonts. What professionals are using, those are usually paid fonts or fonts available on different websites. Try using them. Those work as well. And you can upload them onto Canva itself. Color combinations. Color palettes are very, very important. Color palettes are something which, really make or break anything for you. And what Canva has actually done is, let's say, for example, I insert text here right now. So that is my text that I have inserted. I want to change the color. I click on color. Here, what you get is a lot of options that it is already giving to you. You can go to add another color. It will take you to another page where you can upload your brand colors. Where you have brand kits. You can have anything related to colors in your logos or anything that you kind of create. Now, I say, well, I don't really want to work with that. How do I go around it? I can go into a new color. I can do a custom color, or I can even select from the combinations it is actually giving me from the text that I am actually inserting into the post based on the background. It is that intuitive. It checks out the background, gives you the best possible color combination that would look beautiful, and that will merge very well with your overall post. Look at that. Now the design actually doesn't look as if it has been just pasted on top or brought in very, very differently. We'll get rid of that. Tip number 4, keep it simple. Don't overdo things. Don't play with too many fonts. Keep a single solid font. Human brain has a processing speed. Everybody's processing speed is different. Not everybody runs on quad cores or runs on Xeon processors. And if somebody's tired and looking at your system, maybe they're running on Pentium 1. So you have to understand that every human mind reads content differently, works on content differently, and understands your content differently. So you need to keep it simple. You need to stick to one single font. You need to stick to one single design that flows very well in combination with each other, that flows very well in combination with your original post. And of course, the main thing, the main funder, the main crux of everything, it has to deliver content. It has to deliver information. It has to talk about what is really needed and is really important. Just keep that in mind. Keep it very simple, and keep it very close-ended. Or Crash Premiere, yes. Anybody coming from Crash Premiere would actually not want to see too much of things. Now, the new age of any design is carousels. And what are carousels? Carousels are basically seamless posts after posts in a single post. And I will show you what a carousel really looks like, and you can actually see it on the phone. I'm just going to share my screen on the phone as well. Just give me 1 second. So this is a carousel that we designed just recently. And what a carousel is, look at that, how seamlessly the image flows from one image to another. And it looks half cut on one side, but it completes itself on the other. This is what a carousel is. Carousel is a seamless image that talks about a story, that talks about what you're doing, and of course delivers a message in the end. And it just looks, plain, simply beautiful, and is a complete post on its own as well. It does not really look incomplete. It gives you the message, it delivers what it was, but looks very, very pleasing. Now, these are usually very, very hard to design using Photoshop, using Illustrator. A lot of people use it for different softwares. A lot of people use it for different kind of things. I'm going to share my screen here again. 1 second, please. Uh, 1 second. I hope the screen is visible to everybody. Awesome. Just 1 second. Yeah. So continuing, we will talk about designing carousels, and there are some things that you need to be careful about when you are actually designing a carousel that suits your needs, that suits what you are doing, and talks about what your messaging is all about. And carousels these days are beautiful when it comes to messaging. They work very well, and they give you a lot of options in terms of designs and in terms of storytelling. Some things that you really, really need to know about carousels is they are seamless images, specially designed for Instagram and Facebook. For Facebook, it's a little different. Facebook, you have to create a carousel GIF. It automatically moves for you. It's an automatic animation. It's like a slideshow. But for Instagram, it flows seamlessly one after another and kind of creates a very seamless design, which is a very, very, visual treat for anybody who comes to your profile. They just want to swipe left, swipe right, just to see how it looks, and that gives you more view time, lands your message, and of course talks about your content better. So first thing first, like everything, carousels have their own basics. There are a few rules that you need to follow: alignment, color, grammar, spelling, and of course spacing. All these 5 elements are very, very important. If you start following them correctly, they will help you. First of all, when we talk about, 1 second, please. Right. First of all, when we talk about designs, when we talk about text, it needs to be balanced. The spacing has to be right. It has to be from the correct distance from the borders. It has to be aligned in the particular way. Alignment has to be perfect. You can't go crazy with any design and call it art, because it might not be art. There is a sequence that the human eyes follow. We in our world read left to right. In the Middle East, they read right to left. So all the things have to be designed in a way which suits the culture, which suits the human and ethnicity. And of course, the human mind reads design in a particular way, and you need to follow them for your design to be delivered in a very correct way. Always keep the alignment perfect. If you're aligning left, keep everything left. If you're aligning right, keep everything right. Don't mess around with your designs too much so they look like a soup. You have to keep it very simple, like we discussed before. You can't have too much of things happening because it's just a small, I would say a 2-inch by 2-inch post that anybody is viewing on a small phone screen. And that is what is the content you're delivering. So if you put too much of things which are too much of a mess, which is too much of chaos, you will lose your viewer and the viewer will walk away. Colors. Get the perfect combination. Don't go haywire with colors. Understand the color palettes. Understand what kind of colors are available to you. What kind of colors are available in the software. For example, how Canva really helps you is, look at this. Canva gives you pre-designed color combinations. And these color combinations are combinations which designers have worked with in the past. Like, for example, I love the font. I love the colors. I click on this. It automatically gives me an option with these colors, with the colors that work with that combination in that arena. Depending on how my design is playing or what my design is really looking like, I will utilize it. I will use the colors accordingly. So color combinations using the color palettes, using the color wheel can be attained very, very well. There is another website called Adobe Color. If you go to that, I'm just going to open that for you. So what Adobe Color really allows you to do is, again, it's a free, one of the very few things that Adobe gives us but it is something that would allow you to select the right combination of colors based on your theme. Let's say if my theme is black, if I'm following a black, yellow and white work very well. They just automatically look beautiful. So these are the color palettes that softwares tell you to utilize and to use. Like for example, what goes very well with blue? What if I want a different color? What if I want to search for a different color? I can do that as well, and I can look for that particular color as well. So I go to, let's say, extract a theme. I can drop images and extract themes if I like something from the images, or I can always select the color on the color wheel, and the combinations will automatically move to fit what I need. If I, let's say, want only a 3-color theme, it'll give me only a 3-color theme depending on the colors that I want or I love. And it all depends on your color sense, on how you perceive colors and how you would utilize them to create the right content and the right messaging for what you are planning to do and for what you are doing. So color combinations are good. Keep it very simple, keep it very straightforward. I have always loved yellow, black and white. One of my favorite, like 3 of my favorite colors, that is what people see me. Of course, there is the dark blues as well, but yeah, all you ever see me is in black. I wear a lot of black. So those are the kind of color combinations I use in all my designs, which actually reflect what my designing is all about. Take care of your grammar. If you make spelling mistakes, if you make grammar mistakes, if you make English mistakes, your audience will leave. They will not stick around. They will make fun of you. They will not trust you. Please, 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 you don't have to lose trust of your audience. Never make silly mistakes. Take care of them. There is a software, there's an extension in Google Chrome called Grammarly. Free to use, it tells you the grammar, and free to use, it tells you the spellings of the things that you are using, of the text that you're using. It auto corrects them for you. And of course, then you can Google check it as well. So be very careful with your spellings. Be very, very careful with your grammar as well. And finally, space. You need to give space to your text. You need to give breathing space to elements in your design. Do not clutter things. Do not fill your content. There is a thing. The title, the main image should be 30% text only. If you're running ads, if your ads get rejected, that means on any platform, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, be it LinkedIn, if your ads are getting rejected, they're getting rejected because they have too much of text. So 30% text is your cutoff. 30% of the image should have text, and the rest of the image should have an element, should have something that looks very, very beautiful. So for an example, if I go back to what we were talking about in carousels, just check that out. More than 60% of the image is image. This is the only text layer that I have. And that is what it works. This is my cover image to the carousel. Everything else has a lot of text. That's fine. But this part, this area, the first image that lands onto the browser or the home page of your viewer on Instagram, on Facebook, has to look clean, has to be catchy, has to be very, very attractive for them to go through the whole thing. And by the way, if you look at this design also, it is a carousel which flows from one design to another seamlessly and just makes it look very, very beautiful. So before we learn how to split images, let's design a carousel. I'm just going to stop sharing for 1 second and open a design that we have already created, or we can actually let's create something of our own, something new. 1 second, guys. So we'll keep this design very, very simple. And for that purposes, I'm going to just go into my designs. I'm going to pick up a carousel that we did just recently for all dimension purposes. I'm going to make a copy. That is how you make a copy. Click on that and the design opens in a new window. These are some of the carousels that we had been working on recently. I am just going to delete my older designs and add a new page right here. Now this is a plain canvas. Now plain canvas could work very, very beautifully for you. Let's say, okay guys, here's an opportunity for you. What topic should we take up to design our next carousel? Just put in the chat box and let's see who gives the best topic. What topic do you think I should be designing as the next carousel? Food. The biggest thing that everybody loves is food. Yes, let's do food. Food, 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 food. What kind of food? Food is always good. And it's 9:01, I'm hungry. So let's seafood and not eat seafood. I'm a vegetarian. That was a very bad joke. But anyways, let's start with food. I'm just gonna search food. Rather than just saying dry fruit, ek is saying K-pop. Okay, let's mix K-pop and food. Let's do that. Tips for food photography. Okay, let's do tips for food photography. Okay, let's do that as well. So first of all, I want to select a design that looks beautiful. This looks really, really nice. It would work as a background. So what I can do is I can just insert here, drag it all across. Voila, this becomes a background. I can double click on it and adjust it in the way I want. Let's keep some bit more. And yeah, and what if I don't want it as a full thing? Let's say now it is a background. I can right click it, detach image from background, and I can actually bring it out again. Let's design it a little differently. Let's take it like this. The dimensions, the height is 1080 and the width is 1080 multiplied by 5. I'm going to take out 5 images. And the best bit, what I usually do is, guys, there's another pro tip which very few people know about. Go to File, go to Show Rulers, and that's what I did. I created rulers for every carousel image. This is 1080 by 1080. Each box is a 1080 by 1080. And how I do it is, I go to Elements, I insert a shape, and I can of course do it by pressing R as well, house to prop me, and I drag it till it comes and fits into a 1080 by 1080. Then what I do is I keep that selected and I drag my ruler to that. And guys, rulers are something that do not get exported with your designs. So this is what the rulers are telling me, that rulers are perfect, and I delete the box. These rulers, these guidelines over here are something. So this is approximately 1080 by 5400, if I'm not wrong. Let's check the dimensions as well. Resize. Yeah, 5400 by 1080. 5400 with 1080, that gives me 1080 by 1080. So 5 images of 1080 by 1080. That is what Instagram post I do. I love making squares, but you can do a 1080 by 1350 as well. That's a little portraitish, but I really don't like it myself. I don't like portrait that much, so I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, Canva will not give you anything bigger than 6,000 pixels width because bigger than that will become too smaller on the screen. So what we do is we add another page and develop our 10. 5-year and 5-year works brilliantly. We're going to stick to one. Okay, guys, what kind of a background would you like me to put on it? What do you think should be a background for food? Do we want a landscape image to come on food? Or do we want, let's say, tabletop? Let's say, let's talk about tabletop. Oh, nothing. Let's do just table. Nothing as well. How about wood? All right, we have good textures coming in for wood. Too dark, too dark. Nah. Now, these are, if you see, I am in the background steps, it was only replacing my background, but I usually love working with different elements. I don't want to work with only the background. So I go to photos and now I search for tabletop. Voila. And that's beautiful, right? That right there is beautiful. I'm going to insert this right there and I'm going to go and look for more by the same guy because I think that he will be giving me good options, and that's a good starting point right here. Or maybe I don't want a texture working with me, so let's say let's do food on plain background. Voila. I have donuts, I have bananas. There's the coffee. There's always a little bit of hit and trial. I like that. That's a good combination. This is a good combination. But we did get something in the past one. So let's go again back to this. More from this user because I love what he does, and that's a good starting point. I love the color. What this also allows me to do is, if I want my background color to be of this combination, bam, it's almost the same color. I'm going to select this for effects and remove. Boom. Cool. How easy was that? And let's say I want somebody eating food. Child eating. Let's search that. Oh, that's cute. How about we make it fun, right? That is so cute. I'm gonna go here, go to effects, remove background, sip a coffee, have a thumbs up, maybe grab a chocolate, talk to a friend, talk to you guys, and it's done. That easy. So let's make it fun. Let's not use this. Let's do fun with. Okay, I like this. Let me just see if they have more of this. Haha, they have something really fun with kids happening. Let's see if we have more food happening. Okay, I'm gonna make this a little more interesting. I'm gonna put this here. Now let's add text. I'm gonna make my cover image. Let's put it here. Enough space for text. I like doing custom text. I don't like doing too much of pre-designed text. At times I don't really like the fonts. So in the custom text, I'm gonna add this here. Let's say this. Let's call it "Eat your veggies." That's the theme that I want. And guys, the thing about creating the first intro images, your text needs to be very attractive. It needs to be very, in combination with what you are, and it has to be thicker fonts. So we go here and we see what kind of, I personally love this font right here. It's called Archivo Black. It's quite thick. And I'm gonna do all capitals, left aligned. For something else, if we have as maybe Anton. I like Anton. Yeah, Anton's a little bit better. Put it right here. And of course, color. I'm going to pick up from what my text is, a little darker, and that should work. And of course, you can always give effects. If I want to make it a neon thing, which I really don't want to make it, but what if I want to lift it? What if I want to add shadows? So you can do a lot more things with your text. We're going to keep it very simple. We're going to keep it like that. The theme is eat your veggies. Let's make it more interesting. Bring this down and down and take it here. Bring it like this. So we have enough breathing space available as well. And of course, we have a theme. Voila. That still works very well. And if I want to make it more balanced, I'm going to grab both of them and I want to fill my screen a little more. How's that? Okay, what do you think should be the next image that goes here? Guys, give me some ideas. What do you think we should put next? How about, what's the next veggie? What is the veggie that you guys don't like eating? bowl full of veggies. Okay, let's find a bowl full of veggies. Veggie bowl. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Anything interesting? Anything that you see interesting, just stop me right there. Balaji saying biryani. Biryani's got nothing to do with veggies, man. The theme is eat your veggies. Stick to your theme. Don't go away from your theme. Okay. The nutrient benefit. Let's say I want to do this. No, too bland. This looks interesting, guys. Is it a complete image? No, it's not. Always look for complete images. Always look for things that are complete on their own. Yes, I like that. Why do I like it? Because if I do this and I do this, I will get a different feel with it. So since we were using one font, I'm going to stick to the font. I'm going to do that. What I basically did was Command C and Command V. So Control C, Control V, Control Copy, Control Paste. I'm going to say this, let's call it healthy. And of course, place it a little differently in my design. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to color text and I'm going to see what other color options can I give which should make it. Oh, that looks really bad. Let's stick to white. I like white. Let's stick to white. White looks beautiful. So white and black are two colors which are very, very, universal. And let's make this more interesting as well. Let's make this white as well, just to make it look, a little more color combo-y kind of feel to it. And I want my text to, really, really look, it's to stand apart. That makes it look nice. Check that out. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Okay, we bring this here, realign it, get this here. 3 words that you feel should be added to this post. How's that? And there was an option of somebody saying, talking about food photography as well. I'm going to make this a little more fun. I'm going to make this white, this red, this white. So that's how the flow works. Salad is life. Salad is too big a word to put where eat is, so I will stick to that. Cool, awesome. Okay, now let's say somebody was saying talking about food photography. Let's see what we get as food photography. Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh wow, that's nice, isn't that? I like that. That looks pretty, and let's see how well it works with this. We're removing white over white, which is a nightmare for any designer. Is this a nightmare for us Canva designers also, or is it something that we can work with? Oh damn, it works for us very well. Guys, I would have taken ages to do that in Photoshop with the kind of finesse that this thing did. Oh, okay, Raghav, thank you for telling that. Guys, bad news, free version does not give you the background remover option. Pay for it. Sad. So the lesser mortals among us don't get this beautiful option in their uh, designs. Now you have a website called remove.bg. Remove.bg does it for free. Okay, 3 words again that you feel would work over here. Yeah, guys, the free version of removing backgrounds, which is an external website, is called remove.bg. Works very, very well. But the only thing is that you will have to export your images, remove background, get them back in. It's a time-consuming thing, but yeah, saves you a lot of money. Let's call it what ma'am said, salad is, oops, sorry, my bad. Oh, is I'm just having fun with this, guys. So don't take it as a hard and fast rule. But yeah, I mean, this is how easy you can design things in this. I'm going to balance my elements a little bit more. There are some aesthetics that you really need to follow when you're doing any kind of designing. It only comes with practice. It does not, uh, pop up like that. And we want an ending thing here. Let me make this smaller. Keep it restricted to this space right here. Just have some bit of element going over from there. And I want a photographer there. Photographer did not do anything. She would look really good on white. Let's get her here. I'm definitely not publishing this. See, but the best thing about plain simple backgrounds is they're very, very easy to remove. You don't have to really worry about what the core element is going to be like. I am actually gonna, utilize the space that I get. As soon as I click on the side on any other element, it should just go away. Yep, there it is. And of course, I can finally add my last text over here. So you can say food, photo, life. And this is a place where I think I can have it as a central align thing, but right align is better. Make it a little smaller. Right. And to easily align all your elements, you can just do this. Select all of them, go to position, and select middle. They automatically get aligned. I want this in white. I love white. I love black. I love white. Let's try black. Also, black also works. But I want to keep it in combination, and I love white. White looks beautiful because there's a lot of white element around it. So let's make it a little more, interesting. We have the girl here. We didn't put her for no reason. I would get her here. I would make her a little more bigger. And I would say this, right? But that doesn't do anything. Let's bring her to front. She is actually covering everything, food, life, everything. I want some elements to go behind her. So let's take her back. I'm using a shortcut and let her get a copy of her here. There you go. Instant Photoshop. How's that? I think I messed up something. 1 second. Yeah, right there. No Photoshop used. I still did it. It's that easy. I mean, believe me, you can create designs that look mind-blowingly beautiful, that look amazingly well. And now what you really do is you download what you want. I want the whole thing. I just say download. And I download PNG because that's the recommended format. It's really, really good quality and good resolution. Can be printed as well, but if you really are looking for printable things, just go ahead and download PDFs. They have printable PDFs as well. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I just need to keep moving these things out of my way. The zoom thing. Right. Okay. So now what we did was we exported, right? So when you go to download that, when you export, you have so many options. You can actually remove the background, get a full PNG, a full, transparent PNG. So you select transparent, and the background, the color that we had put in the background would just get removed, and you'll only get a transparent PNG of the whole design. What you can do is get a JPEG. JPEGs are, more compressed than PNGs. They're lesser resolution. Or you can get a standard PDF if you want to share it with somebody who can use it as a PDF. If you want to print, you can actually get a very high resolution output in a print PDF, which is actually CMYK in color, can be sent directly to offset printers for printing. And you have SVG and formats, but if you're creating animation, I can add animation to any of these elements. If you see, I have animate over here, and we have MP4 and of course GIFs also, which can be posted as well. So there are so many things that you can do with it. Now, I have made these individual elements. I have made this into different elements. Okay, Sashi, I will, why don't you guys do it on your own and then, tag me in your designs. I can give you access to a lot of elements. The elements that you select, I can already remove background and send it to you. I can help you that. Don't tell Canva I told you so. Okay, now what we need to do is if we come back to our presentation, we need to split images. We need to, so if, I don't know if you can see the presentation. One second, I'm going to stop sharing and share again. Yeah. So we need to now split images. These carousel images are individual images. These carousel images are individual design posts. They're individual posts on their own that have to be uploaded as individual posts. So if we want to divide it like this, if we want to make it look like really, really cool, because when somebody swipes it, it goes in a very seamless way. Because if you look at our design, if you look at what we designed right now, it has elements that fall in between. It has elements that fall in the middle of a cut that will look very beautiful once it flows. So what do, you have a website called Pine Tools, Pinetools. It is a free to use website. This is what we are going to use and we usually use for our own, which allows you to do a split image online, and you just need to upload your carousel there, split it the way you want to do it, and it'll give you an output very, very easily. You have imageonline.co, something very, very similar, but the only drawback with that is it is an ad-based platform. It does give you some bit of, ad backs and all of that kind of consumer time. You have free Instagram splitter. This was originally used to create grids. Grids, by the way, guys, are a very, 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 very bad options. Never ever do grids. They look awful when you start putting regular content, because till the time you don't have regular content, you keep posting these 3 images, 4 images all the time. Grids are okay, but if you put a lot of content, you start pushing out a lot of content, different kind of content, grids will start looking bad. Stop using grids, especially photographers, guys. Stop using grids. So you can actually use this, but my personal favorite is Pine Tools. Then you have Pick Tools. I've personally not used it. This is something we found on the web. I've still yet to use it. But again, if you don't find anything, spend 30 minutes and do it in Photoshop. All the best to you. But let's start using something which is called Pine Tools. So this is a website called Pine Tools. I will search for split because I need to split my images, and we have split image right there. So you go to split image, we upload our image. It's on the desktop. It should be, where did it go? Yep, right there. And we open it. Once it opens, it shows up like this. Now, it's a horizontal image. So we need to split it horizontally and not vertically. We did a design like this and not like this. So we need to go and select horizontal. What did we understand? PNGs are always better. Select a PNG. We had 5 blocks, 5 equal width blocks. Yes, we did. We will go and select 5 and we will click on split image and voila, it's done. It's that easy. Let's save all of them. I'm going to create a folder here, food, carousel. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. Awesome. For that. And the image has already been split. I'm going to share my screen again. 1 second, just to show you guys what it looks like. Hide this to make it cluttered in the background doesn't really look great. Oops, sorry, bad. Post number 1, post number 2. Sorry, slide number 1, slide number 2, slide number 3, slide number 4. Where did it go? Yeah, right here. And finally, slide number 5. Cool. It's that easy. You don't have to go to Photoshop. You don't have to go to professional softwares ever. So any questions till now, guys? Please ask any kind of questions that you guys want to ask. Feel free to ask. I'm going to take a 1 minute break right here. I've been talking for too long. So guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask right now. 9 square. Okay, 1 second. So what output will it give? 5 photos or one long? No, it gave me 5 pictures, Raghav. We just saw it. 9 squares? No, I had only 5 squares built in, so I will not do nine because see, Instagram allows us to do 10, and Facebook allows us to do 10, but Facebook gives you a carousel slideshow. Instagram gives you the swipe carousels that works very well. By the way, the swipe carousel is coming to Twitter. The swipe carousel is coming to LinkedIn as well. Both of these updates will hit by October. Twitter is also coming up with Twitter Lives very, very soon. So I hope people go live on Twitter as well. Any other questions anybody wants to ask before I go on to the secrets of using Canva? None. Awesome. I have a very beautiful audience that understands literally everything. Thank you, Shrestha. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And let's go ahead. Here are my 4 secrets that will allow you to be better at what you do. This is text heavy. I will share the presentations. Don't worry. First thing first, well, don't create files more than 1080 pixel height, and the width can be as you want, but it will get cut in 1080 width as well. Oops, sorry, you guys hold on. I'm just going to turn the camera on again. One second, I'm just going to pause it here. My camera just went off. Okay, so we're back, and just to get you back on it. So always create files that are 1080 in height. You don't need to create bigger resolution files or bigger, higher resolutions because it is going on the web. It will automatically be reduced. So do not, you know, hit your system with too many things. Do not hit your system with too much of resolution. It will slow down. Your designs will slow down, even if it is running online, even if it is running on the web. It will slow down and your designs might crash. The biggest thing that has crashed in the past for us has been straightforward. The background remover in exports, it gives you the background, it does not really remove it. So that's a very big bug that Canva is still fixing. So keep it simple, keep it small, keep it very, very easy. Stick to 10, of course, 10 is the limit. And always mix it with different softwares if you can, but it is not necessary. And the reason we ask people to kind of stick to the 1080 thing is for one simple reason: that can also be converted into a story very easily without you messing around with too much of resolution, without you messing around with too much of design and wasting your time in it. Use fonts from outside. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but Canva is pathetic with fonts. They don't give you such good fonts. But the fonts that I use was also downloaded from outside and uploaded. The best bit what Canva allows you to do is if you have the font, just upload it and you will be able to use it as part of it. Since it's a web-based platform, it will be available on any device you work on. Across all devices, it will be the same fonts available. Yes, you can download fonts from any website. You have websites like there's a website called dafont.com. Just let me show you that. It's one of my favorite websites to work with. It's a free website and gives you some amazing fonts to work with, and they're just like mind blowing. For example, if you are a Disney fan, I don't know if they still have it because there was some issue long time ago. Oh no, they do. Look at that. You can do a Walt Disney right here. So a website like this is free to use, free to download. You can download the font from here, upload it onto your Canva platform, and then use it. Then do not use Canva elements. Canva elements are not that great. They do not have depth. They're very, flat at times. They don't have really well shadows attached to them. They look very bland. Use elements from external websites. I personally use Envato. Envato is a paid platform. Envato is a very expensive paid platform, about $35 a month. To tell you for a fact, I have invested heavily into paid registrations. I pay approximately I'm not kidding, approximately $500 a month just for subscriptions on various websites that include Canva, FreePick, Envato Elements, um, Artlist.io, then Typorama, and there's one more software. There's a lot of softwares that we use for all our videos and for a video content, for a photo content, and that is what it really is. That is what it really, comes to and combines into. So always use elements and stock photos, and don't stick to your photos, because there is times when your photos might not be that great. There are so many stock photos that are available. If I search even just for as simple as India, because we might create very India specific content, this stock base is huge. It's massive. It'll give you so many options. This is all royalty free stock. Getting royalty free images, you're doing a holy festival thing, or you're developing any city based content, you have so much of content available. There are millions and millions of images available to you about food, about people, and all of this is available. If you have the pro version available to you for free, and in the pro version you can get them without any extra money. So try using that. Try using 3D elements from websites like Envato. The difference between Canva elements and other Canva elements are quite flat. If you look at the cap in the hat in this one right here, it is very flat. It is very on the face, whereas the hat on the left has a depth to it. It has a shadow attached to it. Canva is developing its content over the time, but it is taking time, and the content developed is not at par still with the what designers do in the market. A designer would actually click a picture and then use it. That is very, very cool. But at times you actually buy stock. Stock is expensive. Shutterstock is very expensive. So be careful with what you do it. I personally prefer Envato for one simple reason: one subscription for all. You get music, you get designs, you get so many things. And this is the website right here. It's called elements.envato.com. So elements.envato.com is a huge, huge resource. And guys, since okay, not to the people who are from the influencer program, but the students sitting in this workshop, you get an opportunity. Select the design, select the sound, select the template, what you want, and we will send it to you for free. And you get so many things. You get video templates, you get design templates, you get intros. Let's say I want to do a YouTube intro. This works so nicely. I get pre-designed YouTube intros that I can just add a button and it works well for me on my platform. And of course it works as an intro or anything, and it's quite easy to use using After Effects, by the way, and that to paid software. Then use photo effects for text. Let's say if you really want to give some effects to your text, which you don't feel has the Canva has the capability to do it. What we usually do is we design the text, we export a PNG and give effects in PNG. All the effects that we give happen in PNG. PNG is so versatile. I can do whatever you want. So design the text you want. Let's say a cover text that you want, and you want to give it some element, something like you would give to an image. So you can always export a PNG and use it as a PNG in your design. And that literally ends my presentation right here. And I hope by the end of it, you can create something like this. This is what I did. This was the image. And this is what I did. It's that fun. I love doing this. So what about motion array? I personally don't like using motion array, too expensive. Logo making in here, okay, it's quite easy. I can go to designs, I can go to templates. In templates, I can go to, let's say, 1 second, logo. Stop, go back. Right here, logo. Voila, you get logo. Shashi, what do you want to make the logo for? Let's say I want to do food logo. Food logo. And I get food logo, maybe for a restaurant, maybe for a client, maybe for anybody. I want maybe a coffee shop. Oh, I love the coffee logos these guys do. Check that out. The day I open my coffee shop, I'll do that. Photography logo. Photography logo, usually I won't do that. Let's do camera logo. Camera is an element. Logo is what we're designing. And yep, so there is some options in that. Not exactly. No, this is not even close to CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW is very, very intense, but this gives you an opportunity to export CMYK images. You can actually design a full book using this. Like for example, if I want to go to templates, I want to get into, what do I want to make? I want to make a brochure. That is what people would use CorelDRAW for. And this actually gives you like a threefold brochure for anything that you want. And one thing which I have recently found out and which I like is this, the website design, the website UI, user interface design that this gives you is mind-blowingly beautiful and so easy to use. You can actually publish it on Canva itself and send it to people, and then of course redesign, rehash it to your usage. So guys, how was this workshop? Was it any bit useful to you guys, in any way helpful as well? Any feedback would be really, really nice. And for feedback, I can unmute you. Please raise your hand if you are willing to talk about how this workshop was for you. I would love to unmute you and just use the raise hand gesture, and I would love to get a testimonial. And by the way, this was my first workshop on Canva ever. I designed the presentation also today in one day. Awesome, cool. Thank you guys for joining in. Tomorrow is Thursday, and we get weird sounds in our office at night. Anyways, no ghosts here, I hope. Uh, but yeah, like I was saying, there are some people who have to sleep late at night in office. All the best to them. He's sitting right next to me. He's laughing for now. Thanks, Shashi. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for so much for your kind words. I hope this was fun for everybody. It has been complete fun for me. So I can now launch this as a course. How much do you think I should be charging for a course like this? Now, this is interesting. You guys are friends and students over here. How much do you think I should be charging for